if someone was telling you that you were going to be the next Tiger King, how could you not answer that call to action? Like, if someone said you're going to be the next Tiger King, you're like, yeah, I am going to be the like.
And start buying stuff.
Yeah, and then you just end up being famous for having a documentary about you and methamphetamine.
Right. Whatever it takes to get to the top, I suppose.
I don't know how to admit this without picking fights with people that I love. I don't know why, but I kind of want to own a pair of Trump shoes. The gold sneakers.
I haven't seen them.
He just came out with a new grift. They're awful, but like it just feels like an embodiment of the worst thing.
That's your calling?
No, this is not my calling at all. I'm just trying to explain, like, I don't know what, but like, obviously the man's not an idiot, because I see that and I'm like, I kind of get it. If somebody, if I would buy those shoes if I liked any part of him, and I don't know why. I like the marketing more, maybe, or maybe I don't know, but it's just effective branding. This is the president's shoes.
He's a winner.
Oh, those are cool.
He's a winner.
Yeah, and he's so not like he's not at all. But it's funny.
My one thing I say.
It's a funny thing.
He's a winner and a loser.
Yeah.
Brett Favre threw the most touchdowns and the most interceptions.
There we go. That is is he the greatest? Yeah.
I don't know, kind of a hillbilly though.
Yeah. So weird. That's the one that I'm heartbroken to find out I don't really like the guy.
Favre?
Like, yeah. Like when I found out that like Favre's robbing from what is it, Mississippi or Missouri or one of the other states that loves when white guys rob them.
All right, we can move on from that.
Yeah.
No
they
harm.
love it.
We love Brett Favre. No harm done.
No. Brett Favre
harm
do
done.
no wrong.
They pull up his stats from Mississippi, his career at Mississippi.
I like saying, like, when I found out that he was a dirtbag, I like saying that it's that Viking work ethic. Because Vikings aren't great people. Like, that's not a good hero.
But they work hard.
He's really showing that Viking work ethic. What do
work
you mean?
together.
I mean, duplicitous.
Shield wall.
They work hard. Tireless.
And boy, the face paint.
Thankless.
Thankless. Oh, people thank the Vikings all the time.
Well, they do now. I don't think they did at the time. I think there was a lot of swearing. I think there was a whole lot of cursing
Thanking
the Vikings.
the Vikings.
A whole lot of
Why
fighting.
don't anyone appreciate the Vikings during their era? At their prime.
What was it? I just read something and it was super. So for like years, like the people of, I want to say Norway have been saying that like, okay, so these people came in and settled on top of the other. But then like they're finding out like, oh no, this has just been people wiping each other out in Norway for like the first the farmers showed up and wiped out the entire nomadic, like the hunter-gatherers. But I also kind of like thinking that the meanest, like, we've lionized hunter-gatherer. Like, that's awesome. That's caveman. Farming is bullshit. That's real work. No, the farmers wiped out the hunter-gatherers. Like, the organized people who are like, no, we're just going to stay here and eat and get strong and stay here, wiped out the hunter-gatherers.
Yeah, because they were constantly leaving their camp to go take shit over.
Yeah.
And, oh, we got this place. You can only watch so much shit.
Yeah, but we're just going to stay here and have our own food.
That rules.
And your food now, too.
All your food now belong to us.
Hell yeah. All right, Kevin James' new special. What do we think? Cam
Did
doesn't
you really
like,
watch it?
Yeah, I watched it twice in 24 hours. I think
Why?
it's special of the year.
I believe it might be special of the year, having not watched it or ever voluntarily consumed a Kevin James anything. I know he's talented from watching clips and like people presenting him as a good comic. He's a very good stand-up comic.
Never
but I
seen it.
never wanted to watch. He's a very good stand-up comic. It's vanilla pudding is delicious. Like, and there's a lot of it. It's the best vanilla pudding.
Yeah, it's very good vanilla pudding.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he comes out to a song, and the hook is "I'm a natural born killer," and he's doing like that dance from Hitch, and then his closer is about how his wife talks too much. Dude, it's killer. It taps into the primal, women always be talking too much.
So it's like the AC/DC of. Like the lowest bar. This is the lowest you can go, and it can still be good.
Sure.
Like AC, like it's a boom, 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 boom. Like okay, AC song. Okay, comedy special, vanilla.
Yeah,
My wife talks too much.
Well, he's
finally.
He's like, I don't trust doctors. There's nothing to be afraid of. My wife talks too much. I'm like, that's a great special.
Yeah,
that's
that's everything I want to hear.
No snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Talks about kids being on technology too much.
Oh, those kids. Those goddamn kids.
Well, he's clearly
touches everything.
he's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
He's taken his time, and he's very successful. So he knows.
Here's what I know. He's not talking about us.
No, he's not. And I'm rarely talking about him, other than if it's, God damn it, why am I still seeing more Kevin James shit? Isn't your house big enough? There is a point where, like, I get, like, the need to, like, keep making art.
So no James will work again. Well, LeBron took care of that.
It just feels weird to be like, well, that's art. Yeah.
Yeah, technically.
The world needs to know that my kids are kind of lazy.
No, it's math.
Math.
It's not art, it's math.
Oh, yeah. Just math. Sorting
This
it out.
plus this equals funny.
Yeah.
So I fell down the stairs farting on each step. What are the odds of that?
Every step is so funny.
It went like this. And then
I'm honestly trying to think, what am I most jealous of of Kevin James for? Money, fame, or having enough like time and people behind him to get in crazy shape for that karate movie. Does that make sense? Like, I think that's really, like, I see that now with especially like guys, so many old comics right now are just beefing up and getting strong.
He goes, guys, so many old comics.
Yeah.
Guys, he's going to say guys my age.
Well, because they're even older than I am.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
old, it's I'm not Dave Chappelle's age. But have you seen Dave Chappelle lately?
Big boy.
Dave
dude.
Chappelle could probably kick my ass, and that's great. Like,
And if not, the entourage will.
for sure. But I don't think they would need to. He's huge, and like it's just a weird thing when I'm like, that ain't who you are in the wild. Like, that's not. It's a weird thing that you've got all of this, and you've decided to transform yourself into tough old dad.
From the clips I've seen, if it's after an arena show, he's got a lot of liquor in him after that. So
Fair
he'll
enough.
really
You might
fuck
need
you
it
up.
just to slow down the booze.
You ever buy a $300 ticket to watch somebody get drunk and bitch on stage? I love that. Live.
Yeah.
Start to live. I haven't done it either.
I'm trying to think if I have, and I'm trying to think of a funny way to say that I'm trying to I was about to make a church joke, but I've never paid $300 in a church.
Yeah.
My dad used to put guitar picks in the plate.
That's funny.
I mean, some change too, but he'd be like, huh?
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I like that a lot.
Worth more than this change.
Yeah. Well, if it's a thick one.
Oh, it was he'd put in whole packs.
Yeah. Wow.
My dad would always have like the youngest person put in the money to the offering plate, like, which is fine when you're little, but is wildly offensive when you're 40. And like, put this. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to. Don't give me this check to put in the.
That was a $2 check,
I don't
Dad.
wanna
Is
do
that why?
this,
Because
Dad.
the youngest couldn't
Yeah.
read?
This is really weird.
And, like, they would see the donation. They're like, I can't yell at a kid.
No, I want these guys to know I'm not putting anything in.
We can't scold this kid. We should, dangler. That damn dangler.
Ugh. But yeah, no.
I remember meeting your dad, dude.
Was he shooting something with a BB gun? I think I remember the story.
No, it wasn't that. He was just showing some of his legacy. And he was showing that he had his newspaper clippings of how that land he had there. He would put on those big country concerts.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I had Alabama here. And he showed me the article and all that. And he goes, I didn't even like him.
Yeah. It is.
We had been talking for like a half hour. And he goes to him and goes, now what's that one's name?
Yeah. That sounds
That's
right.
Cam. That's my buddy Cam.
Yeah.
You met him moments ago.
Moments ago. I liked him. He was looking right at me.
I said a bunch of shit about myself, and man, did he take it in.
Yeah. Good guy, that guy. You can tell he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Well, I got to be honest. We were there to borrow your car to go do comedy.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to listen to whatever you have to say, sir. And I respect my friend's father.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a shithead. I'm a shithead kid to you.
I will say, for all of his like faults or whatever, he likes people. Like, that's a trait that I wish I had more of.
Yeah.
Like, that's a weird.
I think you're getting there. Do you need something, bud?
Loves them. I was looking for something I had in my pocket.
I can tell.
See if those work.
And he's a weird dude.
You got a weird kid.
He's got 6 weird
a
kids.
lot of weird kids.
He's got 6 weird kids. It's a lot.
How are you and the sisters?
Good, varying degrees of good. So one of the weirdest things I think about getting old is like everybody in your life getting old also. Mm-hmm. And I've always paid attention to the other end, and like you hear other people talk about it like, oh, I can't believe that kid's a grown up now. Mm-hmm. Or you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that kid's driving. But now, and it's a lot slower, it's weird for me to realize that my siblings are old people, because they're like between 10 and 20 years older than me.
Big gap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
There were
like my
siblings.
oldest sibling, I'm the youngest of 6, and the
Yeah,
oldest
yeah.
of 6 is real close to 20 years older than me. Like, I think she was
Holy
18
cow.
when I was born.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, at the youngest 17.
Yeah.
And maybe 8. Like, I never remember her not being married until she was divorced. Like,
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's fun.
like, does that make, like, I don't ever remember my sister not being, like, when people are like, oh, like, I never met my brother-in-law, like, it was the same as meeting your brother. Yeah. So, like, it's weird, like, some of my oldest siblings have, like, bullshit old people behaviors. One of my sisters just put up, some crazy scared of immigrants bullshit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, 60-year-old white person that lives in the woods, that's the crap they share, but I didn't think it was going to be mine. It's predictable. Why didn't I see it coming? Like,
Well, you're probably. I mean, do most of them still live in Indiana?
2 of them do, but have moved far away and like lived full, complicated, grown-up like that. That sounds so dismissive, but
No. But
yeah. But then like the other ones,
they'll never hear this.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Nobody. It's never
The only
coming
time
back.
anybody's going to hear this is when they played in court.
If I sent this to them, they wouldn't know how to listen to it. If I tried to get them to listen to this, they could not. That's another thing.
We did an episode about you walking them through playing it.
Yeah. We would need 4 episodes to get them to hear me say, I think my sister's a bit of a bigot, and she totally is. But yeah, no, like that kind of shit's weird.
Yeah.
And surprising to me.
When people you've looked up to your whole life in some degree are disappointing.
Yeah. But that ship sailed a while ago.
Well, yeah, but it's still-
I
Forget all the different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would pop up that way.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, all of us are just doing our best. Shit.
Yeah. It is. It's also kind of a weird liberating, though, to be like, oh, well, at least I don't blame it on strangers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there is, like, that weird, like...
Hasn't gone right for me, but I'm owning most of it.
Yeah.
I'm not
like,
blaming
things
people.
are pretty lousy.
I don't root for us to win wars.
Yeah.
I'm not like, let's go get
You know
'em.
what would be way better if they were worse? Yeah. Who's they? All of them. Yeah.
Everybody.
Is it the Stuart Huff joke where he just talks about liking fewer and fewer people when he's like, I don't like them. I don't like those people. And it comes down to the guy just doesn't like anybody. Like the guy at the bar that
It was
hates everyone.
He was like, yeah. It was him. He's
Yeah,
like,
it starts out like, I hate the...
He goes, so you what about? He goes, so the South's gone. Yeah, fuck the South. Okay. Fuck Mexico. Okay, Mexico's gone.
Yeah.
He's like, so your whole world. He goes, what about? It's from the railroad tracks to fuck the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
So your hatred, your blind hatred is made. You just this bar.
Yeah.
So you like it here.
Yeah.
Good shit.
That's a weird... I have aversions to... I even have aversions to, like, favorite places because of that. Like, if I'm going to a restaurant, as soon as the person knows my order, I'm like, I can never come here again.
That's why we like that Chinese buffet so much.
Maybe.
But they know your order.
Well, that was just all of it. That was just a good assessment.
You
They
get
know.
one?
Yeah.
One? Okay.
Well,
With a drink.
I don't like this Culver's up here because it used to be an O'Charlie's and I miss it.
Ah, so yours is grudge whatever?
I like all apostrophe C businesses. All apostrophe C. I'm on board.
I like that a lot.
You're doing your thing.
I enjoy your grudge. That's formative.
You missed the Ocho.
Yeah. I like it.
I raised in an
I miss
O'Charlie's.
never going there.
Do you have any weird opinions that you have held on to for like reasons that are no longer relevant? I'm sure everybody does. Here's one that I realized recently. I like pulp in my orange juice. I prefer pulp because one of my favorite things when I was drinking a lot was a screwdriver that was like just that ice and pulp. Like that is wonderful. But fuck, I haven't drank that in 15 years. Like, but I still get pulp orange juice because I liked it when I was drinking too much.
It's closer to eating an orange than no pulp.
Probably.
Because they say, like, if you eat the orange instead of just like...
But like, there's probably a handful of influences, but it's one of those that's the one I side with. And you need some orange juice?
I don't remember the prompt, but I like NCIS because Mark Harmon's married to Pam Dauber, who played Mindy in Mork and Mindy.
Shit.
It's a good do you think that's the reason, or is it just your excuse to justify liking a mediocre show?
It can be both.
Yeah.
It's media. You can-
But that's the main reason.
That's the main reason.
Good for you, Mark Harmon.
yeah. Mark Harmon never struggled.
Yeah.
Mark Harmon.
Trying to think of how many things I like just because of the person. It doesn't happen a lot.
Monk.
That's different though. I like the story, and that guy nails Monk. Like he plays that perfectly. But
I'm
I like
almost
that
done.
story. I don't think I wouldn't. I would like Monk in anything else. I even go back and like if I see the X-Files that has Monk in it, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's Monk. But it doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to like Tony Shalhoub. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, and if you see Marvelous Ms. Maisel,
He's wonderful.
Oh,
in it, yeah.
okay.
yeah, fucking great show, and he's so goddamn good in that fucking show. Plays that. Oh god,
He played the head of Chase Bank in Too Big to Fail.
I could see him being great at
I mean,
that.
it's a real
He had a
scumbag.
slight Southern accent. yeah.
This is just
Really?
This is just an early joke premise I haven't said, but I want to run it past you because you're sportier than I am. I want to make a joke about what would be the better team in the saddest game of football: the cast of Philadelphia or Dallas Buyers Club.
And I don't know Dallas Buyers Club.
Gotcha, but I just like the idea of they're both about AIDS patients playing football, and that's the joke I'm working
pretty
on.
sad.
It's going to take a while to get to.
Well, I mean, Brian's song's already out there.
Well, that'd be an All-Star game
That's the
weekend, and nobody gives a fuck about NFL All-Star. It's all
That
weird
was not
punt,
fair.
pass, and kick
Don't bring up
nonsense.
the greatest sad football concept
Yeah, that's
ever.
not it.
The one- every young man's first attempt at crying in public because they made you watch it in 7th grade. Billy D. Williams and James Caan.
I forgot James Caan. That's a big cast.
I know.
That's a big cast.
Poor acting, but man, they were famous.
Well, it's for kids.
And parents. It's like the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Same film. Same exact film.
No, Fantastic Mr. Fox had better acting. I watched it.
I love Fantastic Mr.
No
Fox.
shit. That's
Yeah.
why
So
I can't
good.
wait to bring it up.
Yeah,
What a
all the
fun
time.
little romp. Yeah.
My cousin loved Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Wes Anderson. But I feel weird. I feel weird nominating things that aren't like
A film's a film.
a film's a film. But I don't like nominating things that kind of don't fit inside of their bigger collection.
It's its own entity.
I gotcha.
I'm standing firm here.
Sure.
Also, because I have a lot of distance
Yeah,
from you right now.
But I feel like it's like I would understand if people didn't. It's a weird one. Like
I get it.
It almost feels like when people say like their favorite album is a best of album or whatever. Almost not quite the same level of offense, but similar.
Yeah, Jeff Tate I have two Jeff Tate things. Jeff Tate says people like Wes Anderson films because they make them feel like they're smart.
Okay.
That's good.
Sure, but that's
I take
also
offense
true
the first few times I heard it, but I'm
that's true
smart.
of
So
every artsy movie. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's just well played then.
Yeah.
But and then what was the other one? Oh, he had where his favorite album was the Top Gun soundtrack. His favorite band. His favorite band was Top Gun soundtrack.
That's funny.
It was in the concept of like he got married when he was 20, and it's like, fucking, you know what my favorite band was when I was 20?
Yeah.
Fucking Top Gun soundtrack.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard other bands.
Well,
Yeah.
growing up, I didn't understand why everybody loved the Beatles because I just had the Beatles one.
Yeah.
The TV commercial one where it was all their number one hits.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, all right, the Beatles are fine. You know,
Yeah,
but,
but like I've heard all these. This is
Yeah.
this is what they play at the grocery store.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
get it. This is
and then I
12
heard a full
fine
album. I was
songs.
like,
Public
oh.
domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Help was the
It
first
wasn't until
Beatles
college
album.
that I like listened to a full Beatles album. I was like, oh, okay. It's not all the number one.
No,
Chart
and it's
topping,
I
yeah.
found that like any record or music or whatever, you're gonna like when in the CD world, when you would buy the CD and you bought it because you were a teenager, it was like track 4, track 7, track 9 because I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm a kid, and once I finally started like putting on something and just letting it play through, that was a big step. And
Going to a full album.
yeah, and like listening to songs that aren't familiar to you right away, and then over time they become these weird things. Because like you play music, I don't play any.
So I got
raised-
into full albums like in middle school and high school because I would drum along to them.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sit
A lot of
down, put
different
the
options.
headphones on, just try and keep up.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
tough.
sense. And I'm sure an album is more fun to play along to than song.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for sure. I am not a musical person.
No, but you like music.
I love music.
Yeah.
I love it. And of course I think my opinion matters, but everybody thinks their opinion matters.
You'll be like, yeah, there's this song I heard today, and you'll like try to message it. What is that? And I go, oh, that's the Avett Brothers.
Yeah. But like, and I even mean this, and I hate overspeech. I don't have an ear for it so much that like it's problematic. I'm a big pro wrestling fan, and when I was watching it with two roommates that weren't fans, like they were just indulging me, so it could become like while they were doing homework music or fucking around music, you know. She would know who was coming out before I would
Oh, that's
from their
pretty
musical
cool.
cue.
Oh, wow.
Because unless they are saying something or there's a sound effect like breaking glass or sirens or then I know it. Or as soon as like, and if there's ever like you did, I know all the words.
But she was paying attention to the story.
To the music,
She was
just the
oh,
music.
just
So like when she would hear or whatever,
Yeah.
she would know that was that guy. Oh, that's the guy you like, and I would be like, yep, sure
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But like I don't recognize songs that I hear all the time. If you're in one of those fun places where like they do weird string covers of popular songs. Like sometimes they do it at like Asian restaurants or whatever, you know, like they'll be like,
yeah.
I never
You're
will
like,
get
that's
it.
that's the thong
I will
song.
never get it. Yeah, like
They do that at the brass ring.
I'll never get it. I will frequently say, "Oh, I know this," and then my friends will be like, "Wait a second," and they'll be able to name it. So like, I might notice it first, but I won't be able to pin it down. My music isn't. I don't know what I'm doing.
At work the other night, I work at a barbecue place, and they pick mostly like a country or country adjacent thing all the time. All the time, there's all these things. All the time, you just kind of get. And one night, like I was cleaning, I could like listen and hear it, and it was a bluegrass. I could hear the notes in like the melody, but it wasn't the same. But it was a bluegrass cover of Smashing Pumpkins' "Rocket." And I was in like I love that fucking song, and it's a loud like squawky. Anyway, it messed me up, and I was like no one else. I felt like that madman in the trench coat that knows everything and no one else believes him. And he's like, no, you guys doesn't need to listen.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to shake someone and tell them what you found.
Get out of my way. I need to see the iPad.
Yeah.
And it was rocking. I was like, this is fucked up. And then I found they did a whole album. They had covered the whole goddamn album.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it as much. But I was really, in that moment, I really liked it.
I am of two minds now, and I feel kind of torn because, like, I love some of that postmodern jukebox. Like, that's I don't know if that's a specific thing or.
We can just keep talking.
You went long enough?
Well, he needs to go pick up his mom.